right. Hey guys, welcome back to Some Crypto. It is December 14th, 2022. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC on the macro level, and we'll take a look at BTC on the low degree and all that good stuff, and what type of short-term sideways correction we could anticipate over the next a few days, and at the same time, what type of macro analysis we could we could be anticipating, like going into 2023 and all that good stuff, because we only got 2 weeks to go. As we said, Q4 could be very boring because we weren't sure if we were going to basically retest those lower prices, as most bears been calling since like May, June, and all that good stuff. We said you don't want to be looking for those macro lows in Q3 or even like a Q4 and all that good stuff. Okay, but we will see within the next a couple of weeks if BTC will stay sideways, or if BTC will basically form a macro bottom or make a new low and all that good stuff. Okay, so we will decipher all that good stuff, right? So if you're new to our content, as usual, right, make sure to hit the likes, make sure to don't forget to join our public Telegram group, link in the description, the Discord premium group, link in the description. I will be going for a yearly discount for the 2023 year and all that good stuff, right? So now we got T-Dog in the house, we got George in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Quiet Cook in the house. Give me a 589 if you guys can hear, so I make sure the sound is good before I go for a 1 hour live stream without a sound. All right, give me a 589. Okay, Quiet Cook cooking some ADA in the kitchen, right, and flushing some BNB down the drain, right? So now, as usual, okay, you guys know we've been focusing on the macro level since November 2021. We've been talking about the monthly 21, monthly 50, monthly 100, and all that good stuff. And most of those macro supports, right, been hit so far. Okay, the only macro support that that need to be basically retested, it is our monthly 100 SMA and all that good stuff. Okay, it is at 12.5, I mean 12.8 as of now, right? But over the last few months it's been around 12k, 12.5, right? But to be exact, 12.8. But we will discuss it once we break, if BTC breaks below the 15k area and the monthly 100 EMA. Okay, speaking of the monthly 100 EMA, as I said back in the summer, okay, I said just accumulate. Most likely bulls will be accumulating at 18,000, 19,000 range, so it is a good level for a macro buy, not a short-term buy, not something like you're going to be panicking if BTC drops 10% and all that good stuff. It is a long-term buy for the next a 6, 9, 12, or even up to 36 a month. Okay, so we said 18,000 to 19,000 area going to be a good macro accumulation for bulls, right? Because bears could even dip the price down temporarily below the monthly 100 EMA. However, there is no need to be in rush between 17,000, 18,000, right, and 16,000. Okay, because we got our monthly 100 EMA. Because I did not think bears were going to be strong enough to dump the price continuously right below the monthly 100 EMA and basically hit our monthly 100 SMA right away. That's why I was saying, just be patient, right? No need to be DCA in between 18,000 and 16,000, because it is not a big increment to be panicking. Okay, the best thing to do for the macro is to accumulate 30%, 40%, 50% range. Okay, not accumulate every 3% and all that good stuff like Leroy, right? So our monthly 100 EMA, as we said, going to temporarily hold the price, and it is doing that exactly. So our next big support going to be the monthly 100 SMA, and once we hit it, it could be similar to our monthly 50 right here. You can select the monthly 50 SMA, basically price action moves sideways around it for like 4 months, okay, before really, you know, taking a big dive to the monthly 100 EMA and all that good stuff, okay. So our monthly 100 SMA, as I said, it is at 12.5, right? But if we use our Fibonacci, our 0.618 Fibonacci, it is at, you know, just about like 11.7, give or take, okay. So it is something like you know, most bulls most likely going to be paying attention to. 12, you know, 11.7 to 12.5 range could be our next you know, 17.5 to 18-19k range, all right, because that's going to be a macro support. So it is not going to be an exact number. Could be, you know, anywhere between like a 1,500 points to a 2,000 points range, okay. So something to keep in mind going forward, going into 2023, especially the first quarter of 2023 could be pretty crucial if the Fed, okay, if the Fed decides to basically not hike any rates, right, going into 2023 and all that good stuff, basically after the first quarter of 2023 and all that good stuff, because BTC could bottom with the rest of the equities, and could basically be going up to our next macro target, which is going to be our monthly 21 EMA. But we will talk about the monthly 21 EMA once we get a nice confirmation above the weekly 21, because we're still below our weekly 21. We will talk about the weekly 21 later on, okay. But as of now, the one thing we want to do is like make sure, okay, BTC going to find the bottom in this range, okay. We're not sure if BTC going to be finding the bottom at the monthly 100 EMA or the monthly 100 SMA. So we will just be waiting over the next like a couple of months. If we dip down to our monthly 100 SMA at 12k, give or take, that's going to be nice. If we do not retest it, that's still going to be nice, because our next big move, if you accumulate it right here, 18,000, 19,000 range, we're looking for the 30k area, okay. To be exact, our monthly 21 EMA, depending on volatility, it could go up to 30k and all that good stuff. But the monthly 21 EMA going to be the most important upside resistance on the macro level. I'm not talking about like the next couple of days or weeks. I'm talking about the monthly basis. It could take 6 months, okay, to hit our monthly 21 EMA. But if we get there, bulls just got to remember, it could be crucial, okay, to be selling right here, because the volatility could be so high, and most bulls, okay, going to be coming out and they're going to be like, oh, we're going to like 100k, 200k and all that good stuff, and sucker could be retesting the macro bottom you know, after that, okay. But I just wanted to you know, touch base on the monthly 21 EMA a little bit. That way Leroy won't be FOMOing if we get there sometime in 2023, okay. So now in terms of Fibonacci, I just talked about 0.618. We already know 50% pullback in my premium. I talked about it back in July, okay, back in May actually, okay, and June, okay, before our dump from the 3130k. We said, you know, we could dump even down to the 50% pullback, which going to coincide with our monthly 100 SMA. You can see the monthly 100 SMA, it is right at the 50% pullback. Take a look at our monthly 100 SMA right now. It is right at the 0.618. So in terms of Fibonacci and in terms of moving averages, right, you can see the confluence, all right, very easy. You don't need like a 200 indicators or like 200 hours to analyze like your Fibonacci, okay. That's pretty easy. All you need to do a swing low. Let me do it for Leroy. Do a swing low from the March lows to swing high November highs, right there, 2021, and bang, you got your Fibonacci right there, okay. So let me use the log scale for Aldo, okay. So you can see, bang, you got your 50% pullback. 0.618, if you're patient enough, accumulated just above the 50%, could be waiting for the 0.618, because market most of the time, okay, will respect these macro fibs. You just don't know how long, you know, price action will stay around the fibs, but at least, you know, market will respect it for, you know, for a little bit, okay. Could be a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, we don't know, okay. But we know one thing for sure, retesting these macro fibs, these macro moving averages, price action will take a stop, and people will reanalyze and try to figure out what's going on and all that good stuff, right? So now let's dive into our indicators. The first indicator we will talk about going to be our MACD. Okay, I know most of you guys been following me long enough. After we got our negative crossover right here, right, on the monthly basis, what we said, if price action break below the monthly 21, we will drop what? We will drop 50%. That wasn't a quiz, because most of you guys already know. I've been saying it long ago, guys, even before we broke out below the monthly 21. If you've been following Send Crypto long enough, you know we were going to drop 50% below the monthly 21 EMA, because our MACD was negative right here back in January. Okay, and I've been saying, guys, we will dump. We just have to be very, very patient and wait for the retest of the monthly 50. Guess what? We hit our monthly 50 exactly, bounce back up, up to a 32K before retesting the 19K, 18K target area and all that good stuff. Okay, so MACD is negative on a monthly basis. We're not gonna go anywhere. We're not even gonna go like I'm not even talking about the moon, but we're not gonna go anywhere. Okay, as long as we're getting a negative monthly MACD. Okay, because we're talking about like a 10x move, 20x move, all right, 10 to 15x move, right, on the next bull market. So we can't get it with a negative monthly, so we just have to sleep well as long as our monthly MACD is negative. Okay, so now let's take a look at the next indicator. The next one, it is our RSI. Okay, RSI, yes, it is absolutely down, right? If we compare it to our previous bear market supports, right, it is at a very good level to be accumulating. So if you recall, around 18K, 19K, the reason why I was saying like it is a good level to accumulate, right, because our RSI was below 43, and we know RSI being below 43, most of the time it is a good level to accumulate for long term, not a short term analysis like buying today, right, on the 14th and selling on the 15th. Okay, so if you short term trading on the 15-second charts, right, that's not what you want to be looking at, right? So you don't want to be looking at your monthly time frame and trading like the the 15-second charts up to the 4-hour time frame and all that good stuff, right? So the monthly time frame, it is saying, hey, we could be bottoming at any given time. It's not giving us like a specific date of a possible bottom and all that good stuff, but it is saying like, hey, we could be finding the bottom, or even if it is going to be a temporary bottom, we could be finding a bottom within the next like a few months, right? So it's been lagging behind right here between 40 to 43, giving time to most bulls, macro bulls, to be accumulating for the next like a push all the way up to possibly 88 to 90 monthly RSI and all that good stuff in 2025, 2026, okay, depending on volatility and all that good stuff, right? So on a monthly basis, we talk about BTC in terms of price action, in terms of in terms of indicators, in terms of Fibonacci and all that good stuff. So you know exactly what to look for in terms of resistance, right, and support. These are the only two prices I'm going to be paying attention to, most likely in Q1 and Q2, or even like Q3 2023 and all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and dive into the lower degree, right? So on the lower degree, during our last live stream, the reason why I didn't do any public update was like, I broke down everything we needed to know in this range, right, from like right here, just about like a 17.5, right, area down to like a 15.888, and a possible move back up to the extreme, just about the low 18K. So we talk about it during our two previous live updates, right, publicly, right? So now what we got two extremes, right? The first one, it is our bottom, and you can see right here, I talk about it when BTC was dropping, and in our premium we said we're going to be shorting, selling right here all the way down to 15.888, right? It hit that 15.888 and bounced right back up, and if you recall, most people started to call for a move to the upside, but we didn't flip bullish right away. Okay, we waited for BTC to come back down to 15,888, and we said, okay, now we can take it to the upside, right, up to 18.2, right? However, after it retested the 6-hour 100 EMA, gave us like fewer strong resistance, but it wasn't actually not reversing, but it was showing a sign of reversal. So what I said was like, in this range, it is a good level to take profit, right, and start to accumulate what sells, just because we do not basically get, you know, a move to the upside. The reason for that, once again, was another reason was like BTC could have basically print a possible triangular formation. So, and I said it like right here, most people were looking for a triangular, and I was like, sometimes you just don't know how long the triangular formation going to be, right? You just don't know if BTC going to a, because remember, most people were calling for this triangular formation, right? And I was like, you just don't know. This guy could print a big old triangular formation like that and like that, right? So I was like, we just have to suck it up. We've been moving sideways for like 10 days. Just suck it up, take profits right here, and basically accumulate more sales going to the next extreme. Okay, the next extreme was our low 18K right here. Okay, so remember the bottom extreme 15,888, right? The top extreme 18.2, 18.11 range, and we just hit that after the FOMC and all that good stuff, right? I know some people went into long BTC after we broke out above the 18K, but remember, you got 3 R's, right? You got R, another R, and another R. Okay, not pirate chains, right? So these triple R's, right? The first one is what? It is your resistance. Okay, the second one, it is what? Your rejection. And the third one, it is what? Your reversal. So even though you got 3 R's, right, they're not the same. Okay, your resistance, right, is different from your you know, your rejection, and it is at the same time different with your reversal. Okay, you can get like, let's say, same area of resistance and rejection, but a resistance doesn't mean like a rejection. A rejection doesn't mean a reversal. So you have to be very, very patient. And the most powerful among these 3 R's, it is your reversal. So that's why I keep saying, when we hit a resistance area, you just have to be very patient and wait for your reversal. Okay, so resistance, rejection, and reversal. The reversal one, it is the hardest part because it could take like days or even weeks, depending on which time frame you're looking at, right? Or what time frame you prefer to use and all that good stuff, right? So right now we're on the 12-hour up to the daily time frame, and the reason why I'm using the 12-hour up to the daily time frame, it is pretty simple, right? Because we got a very smooth daily RSI. You can see right here the RSI is pretty smooth, right? Showing like, hey, we got a sideways correction between 15.8 up to 18K with a nice smooth RSI. So what is it saying is like, if we basically break the support trend line right here, the entire sideways correction could be done. Okay, and we've seen it before, right? If you recall back in August, I'm just going to give you guys an example right here, right? If you recall back in August, you can go back and check, you know, my August 14th and August 14th or August 15th, okay, live update, when I said, you know, the trend is about to reverse, not rejection, not resistance, but reverse. Okay, we said if we break below our trend line support on our daily basis, right here, right, and get a negative MACD, right, we will go down where we will go all the way down here, okay, to the bottom, just about like a 0.786 down to 0.888. And remember guys, we weren't looking for the absolute bottom down to 17.6, 17.5. We said, you know, 18.6 to 18.3 range, because we weren't looking for the absolute bottom, the June lows and all that good stuff. Okay, so that could be similar. So if you anticipating like a big dump within the next like a few hours, it might not happen. Okay, so you just have to be very patient, even though we know we're at resistance and we're getting right now a rejection, but we're not getting a reversal. So the daily MACD will play a crucial role. We will need a negative for daily MACD. We just don't know when we're going to get it, and at the same time we need to break below the trend line support. All right, unless we get a very high volatility and price action just decides to basically break out like that. Okay, meaning like breaking below the daily 21, breaking getting a negative MACD on the daily, and at the same time breaking the trend line support on our side. So you got a lot of work to do if you're extremely bearish on on BTC, right, within the next like for a possible for a possible big move within the next like few days and all that good stuff, right? So got to be very, very patient, even though the macro trend has not reversed yet to the to the upside and all that good stuff. It means like the macro trend, it is still bearish, but you just don't have a daily negative MACD as of now and all that good stuff, right? So hopefully it is clear. Let's take a look at it on the 12-hour again. So the 12-hour, our side, it is still smooth, right? It is still smooth. It gave us a negative, not negative, but it crossed below the trend line support right here. So that's when I said, actually, let's take profits right here, just about like a 16.8 to a 17,000 range. Okay, just in case we do not basically get up to the 18,000 range and print another basically a triangular formation right here. Okay, so I wasn't sure if that triangular formation was still possible and all that good stuff. So you want to take any risk after the long from the 15,888, right? So now we at resistance, 12-hour, still got some work to do. We could possibly get another negative MACD within the next like a few days, going into the weekend and all that good stuff. Okay, if the sideways correction is slow enough, it could print an ending diagonal, okay, going into 2023, right? So if you see more sideways correction right here, just be patient and not anticipate any like a high volatility in this trade, okay? Right, so I'm going to take a look at the chat room to see if we got any question before we move on to the next topic and all that good stuff, right? The S&P 500. We got Pablo S Crypto in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Matt, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. It's been a while, man. Mr. Shu, Mr. ICX in the house. Tales, thanks a lot for tuning in, Tales. Hey, what's up, Joe? Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. It's been a while, man. D-Tech in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. So you guys don't have any question regarding BTC, so let's just go ahead and move on to the S&P 500, right? I don't talk about the S&P 500 like most of the time, because sometimes you just don't see like a pattern to follow, right? But as of now, I just see a possible resistance right here. We can see like we got our top back in January 2022. We got another top right here, almost like a Q2 2022 right here, right, April, and our August rejection, just like BTC. Back then I was following the S&P 500, and I said it in my premium after we broke out on the lower degree, broke the trend line resistance. That's why I was confident like BTC was gonna go down. Okay, right now what we got a trend line support. MACD is negative. We already broke below our side trend line support, right? So likely, okay, the likelihood of the R side dipping lower, now it is getting higher. Okay, so it means like we at resistance. It means like we could be reversing. We at resistance, and we at resistance, and price action is getting rejected. So now what we need is the next R, which is our reversal right here, okay, down to a 36 to 35. I don't think it will come easily, so it could take a time to basically drop back down to the 3600 range, and that could possibly mean like BTC will basically break below the 15.8, 15.5 area, but we will see, okay. However, if we take a cheap shot, because the 2D time frame, it is still not negative, so even though we got a negative daily directional move, the 2D time frame, it is still not negative, okay. So if it takes a cheap shot, it could possibly print a complete flat correction like that, okay, and retest up to basically the 41, 42, or even like a 43, depending on the volatility, okay. So it is at resistance, but it is not reversing. It is at resistance, it is getting rejected, but we need the reversal on the daily to give us a complete confidence level, like, hey, this guy, it is going down, and the daily RSI, it is going to hit back down to the 20s and all that good stuff, okay. So let's see within the next like a couple of weeks if we can get a nice daily close, okay, a few daily close below the daily 21, or even a negative 2D MACD that could confirm like a possible reversal back down to the 25 on RSI on a 2D basis, right? So you can see like the 2D MACD right here after a cross around like a late August, but rejection was like the first week of August. But take a look at it. The the 2D MACD crossed around like late August. So almost like a 3 to 4 weeks of delay before you get a 2D confirmation, right? So you take a look at it right here back in April, right? April 20th. That's when the 2D MACD crossed negative. But if you recall, the first week of April 2022, we were bearish on what? On BTC, right? And we said we're going down, right? But take a look at this guy. We got the daily confirmation around, April 6th, April 7th, right? But the 2D time frame basically got a confirmation on like late April. So almost like 3 weeks of delay, right? So we will see. Okay, we already got a daily crossover right here, December 5th, right? So maybe like by late December, right, if the market decides to be bearish, we could get like a negative momentum on our MACD going before basically 2023 and all that good stuff. If not, do not basically dismiss the possibility of this guy taking a cheap shot all the way up to a 41, 42 area, or even 43, depending on the volatility and all that good stuff. All right, guys, hopefully it makes sense. We got Jeff Huddle in the house, Kiwi, aka Kiwi. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. We got Vista Baby and Vista Barbie in the house. Oh, hasta la vista. Hasta la vista. I didn't read the first 5-6 characters. Okay, hasta la vista, baby. Barbie, actually. all right. So guys, now let's go ahead and move on to the next topic really quickly. The DJI, okay. So the Dow Jones, it is in a similar structure to the S&P. As you can see right here, the S&P has not yet retested the August highs, right? But the Dow Jones, you can see like just retested the August high. So that's the difference between the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. Okay, the Dow Jones is right here retesting the August 15th high, right? Just like what I showed you right there. And you can see like at the same time we got a negative momentum with our RSI, just like what happened right there back in August. But the volatility back in August was much higher, so it didn't give any time to move sideways and all that good stuff. But this guy is printing a negative divergence, right, with an ending diagonal. Okay, you got your divergence right here, not that double top, but you got your divergence with an ending diagonal right there. Okay, very sharp ending diagonal. Okay, so this is just a retest of the top as of now, or you could even call it, if you want to go deeper into the pattern, right, you could even call it a triple top. You could even call it a triple top. I recently made a macro analysis for the Dow Jones and all that good stuff. You could call it a W right here, or even a fake flat correction and all that good stuff, right? But it is a triple top on a lower degree, okay, with a strong divergence. You take a look at the 8-hour MACD right here, giving us a strong bearish pattern. The 6-hour just crossed positive, but it is a weak positive crossover, right? You can see the rejection right here around like a 34,623. Okay, strong rejection, right? Yeah, 8-hour right here, giving us a much stronger momentum right there. So if it breaks below the 8-hour 21 within the next like a few days, that could start to create some panics right here, just about like a 33,333, right? So you can't forget that one, right? Really, right? 33,333. Okay, if we break below that range continuously, bang, it means like we're going to start to follow the Fibonacci's after that. Okay, we got 50% pullback going to be at 31,555. That's going to be the 50% pullback. 0.618 going to be around like a 31. Okay, 31,555. Let's just round this one to 31,11. Okay, but it needs to break below the 33,33 range on the lower degree, right? Okay, because it'll give us a stronger momentum. We will be below the 8-hour 21 EMA and all that good stuff, right? With a breakout below the coupled with the breakout below the trend line support right here, just like what happened right here. Okay, you can see like as soon as we started to take control, right? Bears started to take control of the trend. They needed to basically break below the 8-hour 21 EMA to start to take control of the bearish downtrend, right? Very easy analysis, nothing complicated, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at the total market cap. Before we talk about the total market cap, let's take a look at the BNB for Quiet Cook. So BNB on a monthly basis, not on a lower degree. Okay, it is a very easy analysis. That's why sometimes, guys, you got to basically zoom out and take a look at the monthly, and even if you need to take a look at the quarterly time frame. The reason for that, you get a sense of what's really going on, like on the macro level. You're not going to be panicking when you go to sleep and all that good stuff. You will be like, okay, the monthly is not bullish. Okay, so I'm not going to care about like those 15-10% breakout and all that good stuff, because I'm looking for what, a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x moves, right, within the next like a 3 to 4 years and all that good stuff. So I'm not going to be panicking, right? So when we take a look at BNB, the first thing you got to notice is like our MACD is negative on the monthly basis, guys. You just can't ignore it, regardless of how much, okay, you love a coin. If you get a negative monthly MACD, you just have to suck it up, okay, and say, okay, time to basically suck it up. Because if BTC can break its monthly 21 EMA and dump, basically it dumped like a 50% or like something like that, 60% below its monthly 21 EMA, somebody is alt, okay, can dump like 90% or even 95% below their monthly 21 EMA. I'm not saying BNB will do it, okay, but I'm just giving you a smaller, I'm just giving you a a warning for most of these alt, okay, for the next bear market, right? So something to pay attention to going forward, right? So BNB negative momentum with the MACD. If you take a look at it in terms of or sorry, we already talked about it right here because we were shorting BNB right here, $500 all the way down to like a $200. Okay, if you've been following our macro analysis back then, because Ether, we were calling for Ether to dump all the way down to 1710, right? Or even down to like $1,000. So we knew BNB was going to follow. And as of now, we said that Ether could drop down to $600. So it means like BNB will at the same time follow Ether, regardless of the monthly time frame, right? You get your monthly 2-1 EMA. After a breakout below it, now it is acting as resistance, right? And you might be following the hourly time frame and all that good stuff. That's going to create a lot of noise. You got like 6 months. You got 2, 3, 3, and 2. That's 8 months of sideways correction at or near the monthly 2-1 EMA. We cannot break out above it. Cannot get a candle open and closing above it. So that's clearly a bearish sign. It doesn't mean like it is not going to reverse within the next few months or years, right? But all I'm saying is based on what we got in front of us, it is a bearish pattern, right? So if we go back and analyze BNB, right, analyze the previous market correction, you can see like it tends to basically correct 83%. And what we said, it is clearly, if we drop 83% from the top, that could take us down to roughly around like low $100, right? However, we just have to be very cautious. The reason why I'm saying to be cautious now is like BNB being basically receiving a lot of FUDs, right? Just like a Luna prior to a Luna collapsing, and just like FTX prior to a FTX collapsing. I'm not saying BNB will collapse and all that good stuff. It's not me to judge about a BNB collapsing and all that good stuff, but all I'm saying is we just have to be very cautious also, okay? So watch the $100 range, right? If it holds, right, that could possibly repeat the previous bear cycles, right? Like that. Okay, that could be another 83% correction. If not, it could go to 0. Okay, simple as that. Simple as that. Okay, it could go completely to 0, just like Super Luna and Super FTX, right? But we will not. We will see. Okay, we don't know what will happen. They've been saying like this guy, what's the name of it again? USDT, right, going to collapse since like 2017, 2018, and USDT, it is still around. Okay, so I don't know if BNB will get another shot like for the next bull market and all that good stuff. But one thing I just wanted to say is like on a monthly basis, right, it is bearish, cannot break above the monthly 21 EMA. It's been moving sideways for 6 to 7 months at or near the monthly 21 EMA. If it's going to if BNB is going to basically take a big shot to the downside, it is likely to retest the $100 range. All right, if you want to use your Fibonacci, you could make it very simple, right, and say, hey, our next Fibonacci support at 50% pullback, it is right around $100, regardless of how you want to analyze it, right? And you got 50% pullback, it is going to be 67,382, excuse me, going to be around like $100. 50% 67.618, around $40. Okay, during the last bull run, I said buy BNB right here, $25 to $40. I was just saying accumulate it because once we break out above the resistance, it is going to go ballistic, right, all the way up to $600, right, and sucker pump all the way up to $700. But as of now, I'm extremely bearish on BNB on a monthly cycle, not on the daily and all that good stuff, right? So now let's take a look at total 2. Hasta la vista. Let me take a look at the chat room before we take a look at total 2. Let's go back to BNB. So hasta la vista is saying like, oh, BNB, I'm looking for 65. So 65 is near the 50% pullback. We'll see if we're going to get there, right? But just be cautious. Don't try to catch the knife, right? if like it dumps on a monthly basis, at least let the monthly close, right? And you will basically reanalyze. Not financial advice, I'm just giving you a hint and all that good stuff, right? So but if BNB is going to be around for the next bull cycle, it is going to do really well. The problem is it is highly risky, right, with all the FUDs, right, especially after what happened to FTX. So you have to make your own decision. Am I going to basically put BNB on my, on my in my portfolio and all that good stuff? It is up to you to basically make that decision, right? And you don't want to be 100% BNB, even if you are you're highly bullish on BNB, right? You don't want to be 100% in BNB and all that good stuff, right? One speed, hola San, como esta USDT? One speed is saying like he's extremely bullish on USDT. He or she is extremely bullish on USDT. Okay, that's my translation. Okay, thanks a lot, Tels. I try to make it very simple because we're in a bear market, and once the volatility starts to basically turn very low, you just have to zoom out. Okay, you just have to zoom out. If you don't zoom out on the monthly and higher, or at least on a weekly basis, you're going to get a lot of false signals. Right, you're going to get a lot of false signals. So start to zoom out on the monthly. Once we get those big breakout above the monthly, then you can start to even look for your daily 3D, 3 weeks time frame, 50-day cycle, and all that good stuff. But as of now, just focus on the macro level, unless you basically day trading, short-term trading, 15-second trading, and all that good stuff. You can basically look at the lower degree. But I try to make it very simple and try to basically give you guys some macro analysis you can rely on for the next like a 3 to 6 months, because everything we've been saying over the last 12 months, 13 months, since like November 2021, been playing out nicely. In terms of timing, right? Yeah, it's not perfect, but in terms of direction, it's been perfect, right? Since like a November 2021, after we broke out below 58 and all that good stuff, 58K guys. After BTC broke out below the 3D 21 EMA with that negative MACD, what I said was clear. It is time to pack our bags. It is time to pack our bags, because we just don't know how long the trend going to be staying down, right? And we're just going to keep shorting it until we get a clear directional reversal move. And we're just going to be basically buying the dips around the daily 21, 6 hour 21, 3D 21, just buying the dips until we get another macro reversal, okay? But just have to be patient. I don't think like BTC will go to 0 and all that good stuff like the 10K base is calling. No, I think the 10K base is calling for 10K, right? Like most people are calling for 3K. It could take years to get down to 3K, okay? It could take years to go back down to 3K and all that good stuff, right? Never under 17K again. Abandon, baby. Did you abandon XRP too? I'm just messing with you, okay? Abandon, baby. It just says never under 17K. I don't know about that, okay? I don't know. This market is crazy. You can never be so convinced, or you can never be so sure about a particular price level. You can never say like, oh, that's the absolute bottom, or you can say like that's the absolute top. Remember when BTC was at around 60K, right? I wasn't here trying to basically be a hero and saying like, oh, that's the top and all that good stuff. I was just following the trend on the 3D. If it is negative, we're just going to suck it up. If it is bullish, we're just going to suck it up. No need to basically trying to be a hero, because no one cares. Like none of you guys even know my face, right? So I'm not gonna try to be a hero and saying like, oh, I called the top or I called the bottom. Yes, sometimes I can take credits, right? But I don't need to basically be trying to catch the top, because none of you guys even know how it looks. Okay, so but you get the concept, okay? So So now let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, right? So the next topic, it is going to be our total market cap. Total market cap, it is a very important, I would say, indicator, if you want to use it as an indicator or if you want to use it as a price, okay? It doesn't matter how you look at it, right? But our previous market correction over the last 2 bear markets, right? You can see like the first one, we did have a nice 80% correction. That was the bear market 2013. The bear market of 2017, 2018, 88% correction, right? I don't need to draw those percentage, right, for you guys, because I'm pretty sure if Leroy can do it, most of you guys can do it, right? 80% correction right here, and we got another, 88% correction right there. The average, okay, is 84, right? You don't need no calculator, right? 84%. So 84% correction will take us somewhere around like 500 billion, okay, which is a nice confluence area if you use your trend line support / resistance right there. Back in July 2017, December 2018, we all know what happened back in March 2020, right? So we don't have to go back through it. Could it be our next macro support? Possibly yes, especially with our MACD strongly pointing down. It is not giving us any sign of a macro reversal yet. Could it reverse? Could it be the bottom? Possibly. We don't know, okay? But all I'm saying is if the directional move continues, right, our next macro support about like 500 billion. Okay, 500 billion, 480, but you don't want to be catching the absolute bottom, because you're most likely going to miss it, because but I would say like low 500 billion going to be a good range of of a possible support. All right, so which could basically coincide with BTC around like 12k to 11k range, right? That's going to be a good, let's say, relatively 40% move, right? A good 40% move. So, and at the same time, we haven't talked about the BTC dominance, but if we go ahead and take a look at the BTC dominance, right, it, to me, as of now, it makes perfect sense. Okay, so to me, it makes perfect sense, right, for the BTC dominance to be going up, right? And at the same time, right, the total market cap be going up. Okay, I don't know if it will start to a pump from the current level of 850 billion, or if it is going to start to pump from the 500 billion. That's the $1 trillion question. All right, so we'll see over the next like a few months if basically the total market cap, right, and the BTC dominance will move towards the upside. Okay, they both move into the upside, if that's possible. That's going to be super juicy, right, and all that good stuff. But I don't think we will get a positive momentum, right, on the total market cap to the upside without BTC going to the upside. I don't think that, without the BTC dominance going to the upside, and at the same time BTC going to the upside. So if total market cap is going to pump to the upside, right, most likely, right, BTC USDT will pump to the upside, and most likely, right, the BTC dominance will pump to the upside. So all three of them could be moving to the upside in 2023 at some point. Okay, but the big question, once again, it is like, at what price level, or at what market cap level, right, the total market cap will start to pump. That's the only question I cannot basically answer as of now. But based on the previous market conditions, right, we can see our next support 500 billion. We've been pretty accurate with the total market cap too, and the BTC dominant, right? So but one key element to take away is like the BTC dominance, right, will go up. That's just, I'm 80% sure, 80% not sure, but 80% confident, okay, we're going to get a big move in 2023 for the BTC dominance. Okay, I don't know when, but we will. Okay, try to retest at least those 48-50%, and if we break it, we could even go all the way up to a 55 to a 56%, or simply 0.618 if you just want to use your Fibonacci, right? Okay, so 50% to 0.618 pullback, going to be 53 to a 57-58%. That's going to be the 0.618 Fibonacci. So once we hit the 53 up to 55, you want to basically start to rally. Start to buy alt before alt start to pump to the upside. All right, and most likely the BTC dominance will cool off. Try to retest again the 45 to a 48% again, so we could get a nice pump. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna keep it short. It is we already got 50 minutes, so you guys didn't have any question regarding Ether or any alt, so I'm just gonna keep it short. It is already 50 minutes, right? We will go for another macro live update before end of the year, hopefully, if we get some excitements and all that good stuff, right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.